The following is a presentation of Bloomberg On Demand, the business of life.
Welcome to Bloomberg On Demand, the business of life. I'm Carol Biaggi. If you've ever wanted to learn more about the stock market and how to invest, you might want to consider starting an investment club. Bloomberg On Demand asked a few of the more than 10,000 attendees at the World Money Show in Kissimmee, Florida, for their definition of an investment club.
It's a group of people that get together and buy stocks, sell stocks, try to make some money.
Where people get together and share knowledge, share how they feel about, stocks.
It's a great way for people to learn, actually. It's an educational tool more than anything.
Bonnie Reyes is the president of the nonprofit National Association of Investors Corporation. The NAIC, also known as Better Investing, has been promoting investment education since 1951.
Our mission is to help everyday investors become successful long-term investors. Everyday citizens, we think there shouldn't be any smoke and mirrors to investing. Everybody can learn to do it themselves.
We joined Bonnie teaching at a Money Show seminar called Seizing the Investment Club Advantage. I asked her how Better Investing reaches out to the community.
We have 1,600 volunteers who are organized into 91 chapters spread across the U.S.
Ken and Mary Peters are two of them. They started their own group 15 years ago. Today, they volunteer as educational director and president for the NAIC's Space Coast chapter.
We teach them how to evaluate a company. We'll take a company and we will look at its past history of sales and earnings.
We teach them the fundamentals of investment, and then we introduce them to the stock selection guide, which is our methodology, the computer program that we use to study the stocks.
Well, if we're comparing the Coach and the Abercrombie & Fitch.
After that, we go beyond the basics of this course to add judgment. We also go into portfolio management to see if you're balanced, if you're diversified among companies.
You don't have to rely on a Harvard Business School grad to be able to get into investing.
In fact, back in 1983, the popular Beardstown ladies proved that investing was easy enough for anyone to do. 16 women, all in their 70s, were the inspiration for many, including Ann McNeil, a 10-year club veteran of Sisters Together, achieving financial freedom. So how did you get started?
Well,
Did you have any inspiration?
of course, money was my inspiration. and really a desire to have investment education. We read a book by the Beardstown ladies. And once we read the book, we realized if these ladies can do this, we can do this too.
So Bonnie, how does someone find a club to join?
We do have some pilot programs going, Find a Club, on our website that is helping people find clubs in certain areas of the country. We have to be very careful about it because of SEC rules and regulations.
Explain to me why you cannot advertise on the internet or anywhere for a member to join a club, and why is that a problem for the SEC?
The Securities and Exchange Commission has regulations basically that are designed to protect the public.
If I was to say, come join our club, I could be accused of selling you a security, and I have no license to do that. So I can invite you to witness our meeting, and if you so desire, you can say, you can then ask me, may I join? And I'll say, well, I'll put it up to the members, and we'll see.
Club meetings also serve as social events. The Lakshmi Investment Club have become good friends over the past decade. There were as many as 11 members at the start. There's 7 now, and 6 of the 7 are original members.
We all know that it's smart to invest for the future, but some may be too intimidated to take that plunge. That's where investment clubs come in. They're a fun, easy way to learn about investing. And here to tell us how to start an investment club is Dr. Boyce Watkins, finance professor at Syracuse University. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so first tell us, what exactly is an investment club?
Basically, an investment club is exactly what it sounds like. It's when a group of people get together and decide they want to learn about finance and also make a little money at the same time. So it's similar to a mutual fund, except the people in the fund with you happen to be people that you want to work with.
And then why is it a good idea to start one?
It's a good thing to start one because you can learn. You can also take a very active role in the management of your money. And you can also do little things like take field trips and do other things with your group that you might not be able to do if you were a passive member of an actively managed fund.
So often people look to investment because they think they're going to make a lot of money, but it's not a guaranteed thing, right?
No, it's not. And one of the problems that we had in the 90s is that a lot of people got into the market when it was on the uptrend. The same thing happened in the 20s. And people started to think of the stock market as an ATM machine. And the fact is that it's not. The thing about risk is that risk doesn't just mean your portfolio value can go up. It can also go down. But if you're a long-term investor and you're well diversified and you just ignore your portfolio, pay attention to it once every month or so, then what you'll find is that over the long haul, you'll probably make a lot more money than you started off with.
How can we go about establishing a successful investment club?
Well, I think that paying attention to who you're working with is very important. I think that having regular meetings is very important. Making sure that everyone's actively involved. Don't allow anybody in your club to sort of just let everyone else pull the weight. The thing is that is what they would call in finance an optimal contracting issue, where you have to set all that out in advance. You can't just make the rules up as you go along. So I would look at successful investment clubs and mimic their behavior in terms of the rules and regulations, and don't just allow people to think this is a place I can plant my money and then sit back and watch it grow, because if that's what they want to do is just to passively sit back and not learn anything and not take an active role, then they may as well invest in a mutual fund.
And then how about defining membership as well as office requirements?
Membership and officer requirements. Well, that's really up to the group. I think that the group should decide in advance, what are we about? You know, are we a Christian-based group where we want to invest in companies that reflect our value system? Are we a company that wants to invest in Africa? Are we a company that wants a long-term versus a short-term strategy of investing? And then when you figure out what's really important to you, whether it's education or anything else, at that point, just put that in your bylaws. Just say, look, people can't join unless X, Y, Z. And it may be something as simple as saying, we want people in our bowling club. That's okay too. As long as you know what it is you want and you put it in writing in advance, then you can pretty much stay out of trouble with the IRS, the SEC, and all the other government agencies that will be watching you while you do this, because there are laws you have to abide by.
So basically, it's not as simple as saying, here's $15 a month and let's put it all together and put it in this investment or that one.
No, there are laws. There are actual laws. And for example, if you are a passive member of an investment club as opposed to an active member, your investment club may actually end up becoming sort of like classified similar to what a mutual fund would be, which means that the SEC regulates it and you have to file certain reports every quarter and things like that. So you really have to watch your members. You have to check the law. Make sure you know your stuff. Bring in an investment advisor from the very beginning, and maybe even an attorney, or maybe both if you're lucky, so that they can make sure that you don't cross any bad legal lines when you're forming your investment club.
All right, thanks for the advice. That's Dr. Boyce Watkins, finance professor at Syracuse University. Coming up, how to turn contacts into contracts. Stay with us.